Church say amen.
Amen.
You know, Pastor Brown said, I was just so looking forward to James being here. And he hurt his back moving a dryer. He sent me a text. I said, Pastor, I'm in the emergency room. I think I've strained my back. So Pastor Brown said, we want to pray for you. However, you know, when I was coming along, they didn't always use good English, but they would say you have to be like the battery. They wouldn't say battery. They said battery.
Yes, sir.
And you got to be ever ready. And we don't ever know when the Lord is going to require us to stand and say a word for Him. And this afternoon looked like it is my privilege to stand for the Lord. I'm so grateful to be in this place this afternoon with you and with Pastor Brown and his congregation and the First Community Church. We haven't, for the last 10 weeks, EJ has been doing his internship at More Than Conquer. He's a communication major, so he's over there learning about the camera and those type things. So we've been without the drum for a while, and just to hear him make a little noise this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Church said amen.
Amen.
I'm surprised he was as calm as he was, because he's been telling me, Dad, I want to play the drum. And I had told him, I said, well, EJ, don't go over there and run us out the place. So we thank God he didn't run us out today. Amen.
Amen.
He just joined in. It is, it's so meaningful to be a part of this vision that your pastor and I talked about when we wanted to invest in our children. Amen.
Amen.
Somehow we have not considered how valuable the mind is.
My Lord.
And of course, the slogan for the Negro College Fund is, a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Amen.
And so we want to invest in our kids. We don't know what the Lord has put among us.
My Lord.
We don't know what potential they have. And we don't make lightly of education.
Yes, sir.
The Lord gives you a lot of things, and one of the things He gives you is a mind.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
And when you use the mind that the Lord has given you, you are bringing glory
Yes,
to the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
So we want to dispel this stuff about going to school and slacking and not reaching your potential and trying to be cool and all of that. At the end of the race, it's going to be sad to be cool and not learn.
Amen.
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 Y'all mighty dry in here. Y'all gonna help me this evening.
Yes.
I told your pastor now, he talking about preaching, you know, I have a reputation for talking. Amen. And I'm just gonna talk just for a few minutes. I was so impressed by Jocelyn and that other young lady that did the military thing. Church say amen.
Amen.
I think I remember her from Vacation Bible School or something. Yeah. I think she goes to Gardendale High School, doesn't she? Yeah, I remember her. I'm so proud of you all. Y'all did a great job.
Amen.
You all gave me some inspiration sitting there. And from that, I just want to share with you from 2 Timothy chapter 2, just a few verses of Paul talking to Timothy, sharing some valuable advice to him, and it's relevant to us today. If we would apply what he shared with Timothy, just as it was beneficial for Timothy, it can be beneficial for us. Amen.
Amen.
2 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 3 and maybe ending about verse 7. How about that? 2 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 3 and ending at verse 7. Paul writes to Timothy, "Thou therefore endure hardness, as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. No man that warreth entangles himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a good soldier. And if a man also strive for the masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully. The husbandman that laboreth must be the first partaker of his fruit." My. Consider what I say, and the Lord give thee understanding in all things.
Amen.
What a powerful passage.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Like I said, those young ladies inspired me. And just for a few minutes, can I talk about a good soldier?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
A good soldier
Yes.
of Jesus Christ. Obviously, as we look at the text, one of the first things Timothy teaches, rather Paul teaches Timothy, is about the hardness that you have to endure if you're going to be a good soldier of Jesus Christ.
Right.
He starts off by letting him know this is not an easy route. Amen.
Yes, sir.
If you're looking for something easy, this is not the army that you need to sign up for.
No.
And endure is really a synonym for patience. Several Greek words in the New Testament for patience. One deals with the precious this way, and one deals with the pressure this way. So you have to deal with the evil that's going on in the world, and you have to deal with evil folk. Amen. But when he tells you that you can endure this because you are a soldier of Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir.
And then he, as I hurry along, you all, he talks about not getting caught up in the affairs of this life, and as opposed to pleasing the one who chose you to be a soldier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Josh, one of the things I think about in my young life, we were coming along in elementary school. We didn't have bats and things like these kids have now. We couldn't wait for whoever mom to wear out the mop or the broom, because the mop or the broomstick was our bat. And not only that, we would go to the corner store and buy a little dime rubber ball. And that's what we would play baseball with. But I said that to say that before we start playing, we would have, the best two players to choose who they wanted on their team. And you would always want to be chosen to be on a team that you thought was a winning team. Y'all pray with me today.
Yeah.
And when you think about who chose you to be a soldier, and what team you are on, amen. Then you are more preoccupied with pleasing who chose you than the things of this temporal world. Amen.
Amen.
You hear me this morning?
Yes.
I am a little tired this morning, and I sit out with Hope yesterday out at the Magic City Classic, Josh. And I think I shared with you, I sit out there with the tailgate, and I since the health experiences in life, it gives you a different perspective.
Yes, sir.
And I just wanted to go out and see people and how people interact, and having been born right there by Legion Field, and the restrictions that were there for black folks, and to see where black folks are now.
Yeah.
Amen. And see how God has blessed us.
Oh, yeah.
However, you know, I was sitting there thinking, and you know, everybody doing their thing, and I'm thinking, you know, I don't have an issue with enjoying yourself, but somewhere God ought to be in this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do y'all hear me?
Yeah.
And could I just say this, be really honest with y'all, this bothered me was, I mean, just the acceptance of some of the language.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and you know, everybody got a cigar, everybody, you know, doing their thing, and I guess they think, well, pop's antiquated and everything. However, I thought about when you get some understanding.
All right.
Y'all hear me in life?
Yes.
When you get some understanding, the choices you make now will
Yes.
have an impact on your life later
Oh,
on.
yes.
Are y'all with me in
Yes.
here? And so what you start to understand is more important that I please God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Than to be caught up in the temporal pleasures of this world.
Amen.
And as I go on to verse 5, he said, now, if you're striving to master this thing, y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
You know, and with this being college, you know, I had this white guy at Gardendale out there, had a store, and he told me average. He said average is the worst of the best and the best of the worst. So why would you want to be average? Did y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
It is the best, it is the worst of the best, but the best of the worst. So you ought not to strive to be average. You ought to strive to master this
Yes,
thing.
amen.
Yes, sir.
And see, grandmama and them didn't go to school, Josh. But what they said was, Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100.
Yeah.
99 and a half won't do.
Yes, sir.
But not only have you got to strive for the mastery, but when you see the text, there are some parameters there. He said you will not be crowned unless you strive lawfully.
Yes, sir.
In other words, you can't do it like you want to do it. You got to do it like the Lord wants you to do it.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say the husbandman that laboreth must be the first partaker of the fruit. And you have a picture of a gardener.
Yes, sir.
Or maybe if you like cooking, you know, before you want anybody else to taste your food, you ought to taste it yourself.
Yeah.
See, Joshua, if your sermon and my sermon don't do nothing for me,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna do nothing for nobody else. And he said that he's got that word in there, that laboreth. This don't come easy. It's a lot of hard work. But if you don't get weary in well-doing,
Yes, sir.
in due season, you will reap if you faint not.
Yes, sir.
But as I close, Paul, being as wise as he was, he didn't just leave Timothy out there. He said, just consider
Yeah.
what I say,
Yes, sir.
and the Lord will give you understanding.
Yeah.
I want to encourage somebody this evening that if you got some elders around you,
Yes, sir.
and what they're saying to you now don't make sense, just consider
Yes, sir.
what they're saying, and the Lord will give you understanding.
Oh,
y'all.
yes.
I tell you, it took me a long time in my prayer life
Amen.
to understand that the most important thing is understanding.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
The Bible teaches us, in all thy getting, get understanding.
Amen.
When you get understanding, I believe the writer of the book of Job, he pictured it like this as I go to my seat. He said, understanding, Josh, is departing from evil.
My mind.
He said, now,
Yeah.
I said, what does that mean? Now I'm sitting around thinking about as a youth, how they would tell you, don't put your hand on that hot stove, boy. You know, they couldn't tell us, they would tell us, first of all, don't put it there. And you know when they turn
Yes,
their head,
sir.
we do it.
Yes.
Anyhow. But once you put your hand on that hot stove, you should have got understanding why they
Yes.
told you. Don't put your hand there.
Yeah.
And so when you get understanding, when you look at the hot stove, you won't put your hand
Yeah.
on it no more.
Yeah.
No.
Because you figured out the first time. Y'all gonna pray with me.
Yes.
That once you put your hand on the hot stove, you're gonna always get burnt.
Yeah.
It's so sad now that seeing folk doing the same thing.
Yes, sir.
They still, in theory, still putting their hands out on the hot stove.
Yeah.
They ain't got burnt enough. But I declare unto you, as I go to my seat, there is one
Yes.
who can give you understanding.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
One thing about his understanding, you can't buy. As a matter of fact, the text said that the Lord will give you understanding.
Yes, sir.
Not only will he give you understanding, but if you come unto him, he'll give you rest. Y'all know he paid a big price for us.
Yes.
He hung out there on a rugged cross.
Yeah.
But you know what? He got up early
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He got all power in his hands. And could I just take a minute and say this? I am so disturbed. 11 people were murdered in a Jewish synagogue yesterday. 16 were injured totally. 2 or 3 days before that, 13 or 14 people had bombs nailed to their house. We living in some bad times.
Yes, we are.
And you know what's so sad? The church don't want to address this.
Yeah.
We too busy getting our praise on.
Yeah.
We too busy trying to be prosperous.
Amen.
With letting our light shine before men. That they might see our good works. And the hymn is saying, if I can help somebody while I travel along this way, then my living will not be in vain.
Yeah.
And you know, the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church.
Yeah.
We ought to be the one that in front now saying, like Grandma and them said, trouble ain't gonna last.
All right.
We know somebody.
Yeah.
We might have messed up, but we know somebody can straighten it up. And if we get on our knees and be honest in prayer with him, he'll straighten it out.
Yes, he will.
But yet and still, we about the same old thing.
Amen.
Michael come, Florence come, and you know we got a president say he got the code. He got the code. Well, why didn't he get the code when Michael called? Because the code can't do nothing when God decided to do something. Huh?
Amen.
You want to know who got the power? Huh. That ought to open your eyes. Amen. So we ought not to be trusting in him.
No.
God bless your hearts this morning.
Amen.
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Y'all got the